Usually takes a second for it to kick in on my YouTube side too. So
Yeah.
Well, if they ask any questions, I'm going to let you send them to me so I don't eat up data.
oh yeah, no
Questions, I'm going to let you send them to me
oh that's fine.
so I don't eat up data.
Yeah, yeah, not a problem. Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. We've got a gentleman on here that has contacted me, and we've talked a couple times today. He's a great guy to visit with. This is his point of view, and I'm not going to say I'm in disagreement with what he says. I'm not going to say that uh, I can confirm or deny anything he says, but we're going to go with this gentleman this evening, and we're going to. I'm going to let him do a lot of the speaking of what's kind of going on, and with his situation, and then we'll have general conversation, and then we may have some. We may have some. We'll have some people. We may go ahead and drop a link and have them come in, and we'll just see how things it goes. Before I do any more, I want to call out a few names that's in here: Michael, Red, KN, Wheezy, Flip, Normal. I have seen your name, but I think it's on Red Step Stacker. What I've seen it. A real live mom. Hello. Once again, there's Wheezy. Let's see. We got some more ones in here. Let's see. Patrick Kelly, Jabanil 7. Interesting tidbits too. Sunny Days. Ronald Hendricks. Let's see. Let me go through. Make sure I didn't. Bart Keck. Michael DePaul. Meemaw Patriot. Hello, you nice young lady. How are you? Cool Gamer. Hello. Paula Work. Missouri Cookie Lady. Cindy Fuller Stevens. Janet Coleman. KN. Becky Justice. Susie D. Let's see. I think that's about all I've got right at this moment. I'll try to keep up. I cannot promise anything. Once again, I love each and every one of y'all coming in. I know my guest has told people he's going to be here, so I've got a bunch of new, fresh names. Kaiser Sose, hello. Carol Z, hello. So it's great to see everybody in here. The guest I got on tonight, he's got a little bit of a YouTube intelligence. Bruce, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, Bruce. He's got a little bit of intelligence that when I say intelligence, he's just on the other side of it from where I'm at. And he wanted to bring up just to kind of clear some air. And then we got to visiting, and he's got a world full of knowledge. He's got some nice background. And when I bring him on, I want him to kind of share some of his background, what he's done. And he does have a Telegram. And you can find him at Justice for All. And this young man, his name is Will Justice. And he's very pleasant to visit with. I have talked to him a time or two on other shows. I think it might be Cheryl Smith. Hello. Sharon Smith, excuse me. I think he might be a really good person to maybe try to have come over a time or two on a different subject. Tonight, we're going to start out with one subject, and who in the hell knows where we're going to go from there. That's the great thing about mine. We talk about anything and everything, but he has something he wants to put out, and I'm going to allow him to do that on my show because he heard my name kind of drug through it too. And he knows I don't judge. I like to hear all sides of it. So we're going to go from there. Anyway, Mr. Will, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Shane. How are you doing tonight? First of all, let me tell everybody I am on data tonight because my internet went down for some reason this afternoon, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So if I pop in and out, I apologize up front, but I'm do the
No
best I
apologies.
can.
There you go. No apologies necessary, man.
I
Go
appreciate
ahead.
that.
Go ahead. The floor is
Well,
yours.
anyhow, to give you a little background on myself, I'm an older gentleman. I'm a plumbing, heating, air conditioning, refrigeration tech, and an electrician that has a small shop here in Kansas. I've also done law enforcement and security work, and I'm just one of these people that I'm as down home can be, and just trying to make as much sense of this rhetoric that's going around as I can. I've kind of aligned myself with Red Step Stacker. That's why I'm one of his admins on both of his channels, including the one that I'm the head admin on, which is Red's Kamikaze Nation on Telegram. But I've put out stuff to a lot of channels. I've been at this for quite a few years now, and I don't claim to know it all, but I do my best to try to vet everything. And if I can't vet it, I'm gonna tell you that, hey, I find this interesting, but it can't be vetted. If you find anything more on it, you know, bring it to my attention so I can see if this can be vetted, because there is a lot of half truths out here on this internet, and I do my best to try to put out what I find to be credible intel, and I also try to put out, if I can't find it credible, some sort of a disclaimer with it saying, hey, this is interesting, but it can't be vetted. So I've always tried to present what I believed was the truth. Now, here the other day, I came in, I'd worked late that night, and I caught the tail end of Travis's show, The Search for Truth, and I seen that Jeff B was supposedly shot. What concerns me? I've been on panel with Jeff B before, and I happen to get along with him, and I was concerned. So I happened to have Travis's personal number. I called him, and I did not know that he had me on conference call. I thought it was just him and me talking there at first, because I use a headset and I set my phone down and I don't look at it. And my phone does have my headset does have noise canceling for background noise on it. And I'm a little hard of hearing too, so it could be a combination of things. But I didn't hear anybody else in the background. But I just point blankly asked Travis. I said, "What the hell's going on with Jeff B?" He said, "Oh no, he's okay. He's okay." I said, "All right." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Well," he said, "he got attacked in Rhino's chat by some people that we all know, and I'm not going to mention names because I'm not going to lay myself open to that type of liability, folks. But we know which channels usually attack him, and that they got a hold of supposedly some private, confidential information of his from his background, and he wanted to be able to fade out for a while and take and deal with this and see if he could put a stop to these people and get them caught up legally." I said, "Okay, I can understand that." Then the next thing I knew, I picked up my phone. I saw us on a conference call. I don't remember for sure who the other two people were on there, because I only had met them like one or two times before, as I remember correctly. And anyhow, I got off of there after chatting with him for just a few minutes like that, and find out that Jeff was okay. Then Rhino and I had a chat because of the fact that he was concerned about it. So I called him. I told him, well, here's what I found out from Travis. I told him what I was honestly told. And Rhino said, I didn't think that he got shot. I said, well, apparently not. But I said, then again, this is what I'm told. I can't vet this one way or the other. But I said, coming from Travis, I tend to believe Travis that, this is just something that they cooked up together. I'm not saying Travis cooked it up with Jeff. It could have been Jeff and somebody else. I don't know.
Okay,
But I know
let
this
me
much.
for a second. Let me pause you just
Okay.
for a second. I
Okay.
want to answer this question here. Kaiser Sose says there's usually a police report associated with the shooting. Has anyone cared to look into it? Okay, I did look into it, but you need to listen to this man's story before we go any further, because he has said once, and he's well, Wheezy, you're going to hear the rest of that too. If you'll give it just a second, please, guys, just give us a second. And I want to tell you, this has gone to a place that we've said here we have no clue. We don't, until I hear back from the horse's mouth, which I have sent text, I have put a call in. Until we hear back, I cannot make a decision on my own. But this man has just said a few things that people really need to pay attention to see where this internet's going. And there's a reason behind this. And I don't understand the thought of it, but hey, I'm just a simple me. But anyway, I apologize. Go ahead, Justice.
Okay. Anyhow, I reached out to Rhino and let him know what I was told, and told him, that it's one of those things where I was told this, and this is supposed to be kept confidential. But I said, consider you're good friends with them. I figure you ought to know that, yeah, apparently there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And, then to have my name dragged through the mud by these other groups that are on YouTube and stuff, and Telegram and other social medias, really doesn't set well with me, because number one, I'm not that type of person. I won't put out anything but what I know. I do not sit here and make up stories or anything like that. That's not my style. If I was in this for the money, don't you think I'd have my own channel? Don't you think I'd be grifting like some of these people out here? Don't you think that I'd be taking and, having GoFundMe's and all that stuff? I don't. And I'll tell you right now, I struggle from day to day. I'm 65 years old. I still work as a plumber every day when I have work, and I still get out there and try to make money. But I have trouble making my own bills since my wife died 8 months ago. I lost half of my income, folks. I could take here and tell you the whole story, make you feel real bad for it, but I'm not about that. I'll make it on my own. I always have. I always will.
Hey, Will.
So
can you give me a second?
Yeah, sure.
Prepping. Red, give me just a minute. Drop the link for prepping only, please. And anybody else I missed? Terry Campbell, Chris Gilbert, Professor Falk. I hope you don't mind me bringing prepping up, because he'll be going to his show here in less than an hour.
No problem.
Okay. He's wanting to come up. Robert Lawrence. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but I did want to say hello to a few of them people, because anybody that supports me, I'm going to support back, and they deserve it. Your story is great.
Amen.
I love your story. And like I said, if it wasn't for chat, we wouldn't have channels. So I
exactly
attention to these ladies and gentlemen that pay attention to us. Can you play Around the World by Daft Punk? Well, G3NZ, you might have to go find a new home, because this may not be the place for you. But anyway, prepping, give us just a second. Red will drop that for you, and I will bring you right up, because I know you know who this is. I know you know Will.
Yep.
So I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. But anyway, I do apologize for cutting you off. And this is going to happen just a little bit, because my chat is very important to me. Independent Manny United.
Yep.
How are you?
And I understand that, and I support you on that issue, because if it wasn't for the chat, you wouldn't have a channel.
That's it. That's it. And there's prepping. He's wanting to add something onto this conversation. Prepping is where I met Jeff B. Matter of fact, I think it's where I met you, Justice.
Yep.
Tracy, good to see you, girl. Pink Flamingo. I know that name.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have a hunch as to what's going on here.
Yeah.
And to those that are listening, you know who you are. I'm not involved in any of this.
None of us are.
Okay, let me put this out there, okay? Because I have to clear the air because this dropped on me within the last 48 hours, okay? Hold on a minute. Yep. Let me get my thoughts straight.
Yes, sir.
Because there's people listening right now. You know who you are. And I'm going to say this only once. Jeff B. Mike. Liberty Warrior Nation. I did not know what the fuck they were and who the fuck they were until shit was too late. Okay? From my knowledge as to what has transpired, what certain people have said, I don't like Liberty Warrior. I am not associated with that bastard. And anybody that says I am, you know who you are. Watching right now, I know who you are. I'm not associated with him. I don't even want to be up here right now, Shane. But
I understand.
This is something that I had to say because this got dropped in the last 48 hours. And I'm sure he's laughing his ass off right now because he's watching this shit.
We're going to be, this show's going to be ripped apart by a couple other channels, which is I
know
knew
who they are.
It
came up to my attention. I'm trying to listen to two at the same time here. I'm sorry.
No, I don't blame you a bit, buddy. And here's the deal: they're going to go for me, and they're going to go to you.
I know they are.
Yeah, we are.
And let me just say this: Rage, Jeff B, Liberty Warrior. All the other ones that fucked around with money or claim they did for whatever reason, I am not associated with them bastards. Anybody that says I am is a liar.
That's fair enough. That's why I don't monetize.
Shane, I'm sorry I had to interrupt you here, man. I saw you were live. I had to say something.
No, and I understand it because here's the deal. That not only backs what Justice is saying, this is a second perspective, which, me and you talk occasionally, but we don't hang out all the time like we used to.
Shane, but this shit with Liberty and this shit
that
I saw in my chat the other day has to stop. And the ones that are watching right now, I know who you are, and I know exactly what you're up to.
I just got a text from somebody that's lurking, and they said that Mike had nothing to do with this.
I'm not saying Mike did.
Right.
What I'm up here for right now, this very minute, is to clear my name because everybody's pointing the finger at my channel because I offered a certain safe space for people to come and enjoy YouTube. Everyone crowded around me in the beginning, and they said that I was the source of everything. I'm going
to tell you what, Preppy. Some of that comes out wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I met everybody I have ever met basically through you, because you're kind of where I started. When I first started getting on.
That's what I'm saying is everyone got their start from me.
And I started with.
But they did it on their own accord.
Yeah, I started with Ryan Dawson and Tim Poole, and then I accidentally tripped across you, and I enjoyed your show. It was a lot of fun.
And because of this bullshit,
Yes, we get drug into a bunch of stupid
Okay,
shit. My name got
my
drug through the coals
community
too.
and the things that I built got ruined. I'm only up here to clear my name. I'm sorry I'm making a scene right now, Shane, but I had to. I
You're
was going to
good.
do it on my
This is
live tonight, but
read my title. Some have to clear the air with a guest at the lounge. And there's a reason I put that, because there's a lot of shit out there. And here's the deal. It'll never stop if we don't call it out for what it is. And there's people out there that stir shit. They won't stop until they get called out, and then they still won't stop. That we all know that ain't going to stop. It's just going to escalate
no,
the problem.
I understand. And the thing is, I can't believe I'm even up here doing this right now because
it's all good, buddy.
Because Jeff B, I don't know where the fuck he went. Okay, he left years ago.
Yeah.
Rage left years ago because of shit with some crap with Venmo and dealing with different accounts not in his name. I'll leave it at that. I don't know anything outside of that. Anybody that says I do, fuck off. I lost Mark B and the Australian crowd because that got shit on and people are going after them. I lost the Canadian crowd because people are going after them. I lost the other half of the prepping community because people like to badmouth me, and other people that I'm associated with because apparently we're bad people. When I first started YouTube, I started my channel because I wanted to give a safe place for people to speak their fucking mind, because I'm sick and tired of the governments and people saying you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have your rights. Well, I tried to stand my ground as best I could against the system, and now I'm being fucked over for it, and I'm here to clear my name, damn it.
I don't blame you. And like I said, I just got another text from another gentleman that I haven't heard from in quite a while, and yeah, there's another person that said, shit, we didn't have nothing to do with it either. And it's here's the deal. Here's what happens when this shit happens. And this is the only reason I allowed it to come on my show, which I knew this was going to get me in a fucked up mess. The only reason I allowed it on here is because somebody has got to call out the bullshit. And wherever this bullshit started, we've got to stop, or at least call it out so everybody else can try to stop it. Because I want to tell you, I try to get along with everybody, whether I agree with them or not. I don't always agree. Hey, me and Justice for All have been on a panel together, and we have actually butted heads on a panel. And then the gentleman gives me a call, and we visit, and I don't have a problem with him. He had his view, I had my view, but that don't mean I hate the man. It just means we had different views on that opinion. So be it. That doesn't mean I hate somebody. But when this comes out, and it was brought to my attention a week and a half ago, that my name was thrown in the mud too, saying that
let me say this real quick, Shane, because I'm listening to two different streams right now, and I know they're listening right now. Okay, I'm listening to you right now. You know who you are.
Yes.
How do I want to put this?
There he is.
Let me just say this. Uncle, I know you're watching. You are right and wrong at the same time. Okay, I don't have all the points of view. You have some that I don't. I would love to sit down with this guy and figure out what's going on.
Well, I'm right here. If you want to talk to me.
Yeah, well, welcome back. I knew you dropped.
Yep. Like I said, running day tonight, it's going to suck, and I apologize.
No, you're good, bud. You're good. Like I said, there's only one reason I
I
allowed
want
this
to
on my
figure out
panel
what's
tonight.
going on with this shit because I
Well, I'm
I
just
don't know
tired
who
of
to believe
everybody's
anymore,
name.
man.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm just tired of my name getting drugged through it just because I knew the person, but that didn't mean I talked to them
Well, that's what
all the
I'm
time. I
saying.
was on panel. That was it.
That's
They
the
come
way.
up
I'm
on
not
panel.
That
They're
blaming
great
Mike.
to
I'm
talk
not
to.
blaming you. I don't know who to blame anymore, but I know I got to point the
That
finger to
ain't no
somebody.
shit.
And I'm
Shane,
not even pointing.
I
I'm not pointing a finger. Sorry, I'm not pointing a finger even at Uncle. Okay, Uncle, you're watching right now. I know you are, because I'm watching you
Well,
right now
and there's
too.
people out there that need to get both sides of the friggin'
I
story
got to
before
figure
they
this out,
start
man,
producing shit.
because it's bothering me, man, and I've been dealing with this shit for years. Not necessarily from the other side, but I don't know who to trust anymore, man. I just let people up on my panel when I first started, and I didn't know who I was letting up there.
Right, right. I give Justice a second if you don't mind,
I'm
please.
sorry, Justice.
Justice, go ahead.
I was going to say, Shane, you and I did butt heads a couple of times on the panel, but we also agreed on a lot of other stuff too. That's what makes this country great. It's our freedom of speech. We don't always have to agree with everybody, but we got to respect everybody and their opinions. And just because we may butt heads on one part of the topic doesn't mean we can't come together on another. And it's like with this deal here. I have nothing against the people that are taking and trying to get me involved in this. When all I honestly did was try to find out if Jeff had actually been shot, which I was told he hadn't been. And then I relayed that to another person, namely Rhino, that had asked, if Jeff was all right. And since Rhino and I've been on panels quite a few times, I have his number too, just like I do Travis's. And I reached out to Rhino. I said, yeah, as far as I know, this is what Travis said. And that's as far as my involvement when this whole freaking deal went. And I am tired of people trying to slander my name and everything else. And I will let the people know. After this, I have reported everything today to the authorities, and I have contacted an attorney. All I ask is the people that have tried to slander my name, please keep me out of it, and take and realize that if this does continue, I will proceed with a slanderous lawsuit against you, because I'm done being accused of crap that I don't do.
And let me put this, since you brought that up. Okay. I know certain people didn't say that how do I want to put this? As you know, a lot of channels got their start from my channel.
Yes, I've been with Red since the beginning, Red Step Stacker. That's who I'm staying with, because Red has always been good to me.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Everybody on the panel, say hello to CBC.
Hi, CBC.
I will put this out there as a final warning to anybody that screws around with any of my channels or anybody that I'm still associated with. I will contact the county sheriff. It is very easy for me to do so. I know a lot of people. Okay? Leave me out. Do not mention my name. Do not mention my channels. Do not mention me. I am not involved in anything. If I hear wind of anybody mentioning me anywhere, I will contact the sheriff.
Will, hang on a second. Not Will Justice. Will Bird. You are in the chat right at this moment. You can have me on your little show. That's fine. I'm not here to stir shit. All we're doing, we're trying to clear the air. We all believe that the Jeff B thing was a bullshit, and once Justice gets through his story, there will be some repercussions throughout the internet. I'm not going to do anything about it. Jason Taylor, I'm going to be kind because he's not being rude. As long as you're not rude here, I don't care what you do. But what I am going to say is once Will finishes his deal, I allowed him to come on for a reason. I knew this was going to start a shit show and a shit storm, but I did it for a reason. Because sometimes the shit has got to come out, and it's enough's enough. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if who's the culprit, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy. All I know is just stop the fucking rumors and stop the shit show because we're all sick of it. My name's got dragged through the mud because I was supposedly involved. Will was supposedly involved. Prepping supposedly involved. Just because we know a person's name doesn't mean we're fucking involved. It just means that we know the person. I'll interview anybody. That doesn't mean I believe everything they fucking say. Well, I'll interview anybody because people like diversity when they're listening to a show. They don't want the same shit day in and day out. And that's the whole bottom line of this whole deal. And when Will come to me and we visited, I decided right then and there that I was going to bring this on my show. And I knew it was going to cause shit for Red and my mods and Liz and them. I just don't want this shit to keep going on. This is bullshit. We can't get along, ladies and gentlemen. Get the hell away from us.
Right. I just want my fucking community back, man. I miss the old days where I could just go up on YouTube and everybody was nice. Damn it. What happened?
You know what? I have invited Jeff up several times. And it's not because I thought he was intelligent. It's because when he was cutting out and having a good time, he has a blast to talk to. He's funny and comical. But when he come up to some of his stuff he was talking about, I'd go research it right on my other screen while he was doing it, and I'd call him out. Not all the time. I'm not saying he's a terrible guy. Sometimes he was correct. I'm just saying that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has their own personality. Nobody's perfect. But my God, let's quit this bickering bullshit that's going on. It's just silly.
My biggest thing for being up here, like I said, is because I don't know what's going on. All I know is my name's being dragged around.
Yeah, see, that's what happened to me. I was sitting there on my channel one day. Travis jumped in my channel and said something about Jeff B being shot. And that was the only thing I ever heard. And everybody started asking me. Justin TV, no, not right now. Maybe in a bit.
I miss having those discussions with people, man. And it wasn't even whether it went anywhere or anything. Whether it was the truth or not, I just like talking with people, man. I created my YouTube channel because I was in a depressed rut, man. And I don't know what's happened to this community since then, but it needs to stop.
I agree with you. You know, I got into this to try to put what I could find as what I called credible information that I could vet
at the time.
At the time. And, you know, I'm still trying to do that today. My reason for being here is still the same. I want to try to educate the people on what I'm finding, where I'm finding it, and whether I believe it or not. I'll still put it out there, and I'll tell you, use your own discernment on everything that any of us.
That's what people miss, is because I've told people every time I put information out is you choose to believe it. I don't tell you what to believe. None of us did, and y'all twist our words and make bullshit up. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No,
It's all right.
and here's the bottom line. My phone has been blowing up with emails, and I've got gentlemen out there that I've worked with. I've got ladies and gentlemen out there that I've done shows with, and I'm not going to, I'm not here to cuss people. I'm not here to blame Jeff B or anybody else. The only thing I want is if it's about them people, keep it with them people. Quit dragging in. Just because we know their name and their name coming out of our mouth doesn't mean we're associated with them. Like CBC, he's in my chat.
Exactly.
Right now. You know what? CBC has done me an injustice. One of them I'm going to agree with him on. He was correct. I fucked up, and it was over the Phil Godleski shit. I fucked up and did not do a thorough background like he does.
Shane,
I've always told Will, now wait a minute. I've always said that Sage and Will Bird are some of the two best researchers on the fucking internet that I've run into. So I'm not going to take that from them. I got to give them credit where credit's due, even though they beat me down like a piece of shit. But I cannot take from them what they do. Sometimes they're very fucking informative when they're not beating up somebody else. I just wish they would quit beating up everybody else and put on a show that's informative.
I'd like to jump in for a second.
Bullshit. If somebody's going to jump in and spread some bullshit, so be it. Let them do it. It's going to fall back on them eventually.
Can I bring up an old conversation you and me had, Shane?
Yes, go ahead.
Real quick. Do you remember the time, it was about 6 months after I met you and Mike?
Yes.
We had a conversation backstage, and you offered me to get involved with you and Mike, and I said no.
Yes, because you like to do your own thing.
Because I like to do my own thing. I had a hunch back then that this crap was going to head the way it's headed.
That's what happens when you try
I don't
to
know
bring
what
in-
you did, because I left it at that, and that's when we kind of drifted apart. I don't know. Did you get any further involved in that or no?
Actually, yes and no. I was still wandering through it myself, just like everybody else. I want to tell you, the internet, let me rephrase this. YouTube is one of the most difficult places to navigate because you never know a snake from a worm. And you know
Amen.
I'm not going to cuss. If anybody's got a channel out there and they're doing their thing, as long as you're not jacking with me, I'm not going to jack with them. And I'm not cussing anybody's show or channel.
Well, no,
Well, trust me, I've had some bad blood with some channels. But you know what? I don't hold it against them. It's just shit didn't work. It just shit didn't work. And that's where I leave it. I'm not going to drag this shit through the fucking mud. I don't care if Jeff showed up right now. Jeff, you know what? I'd invite him up. You know why? It's
because
not
we're
because
human.
I'm bashing him. I just don't want my name dragged through the mud, just like prepping don't, justice don't. If y'all got an issue or you're doing a little psyop, that's on you. Do it. Just don't do it here. Don't bring my name into it. Why my name got brought in, I have no fucking clue.
I have no idea, Shane. All
I don't
said,
either.
You know, like I said, I came up here because I saw what you titled this, and I'm like, well, I was going to do it on my stream, so I did it here. Fuck it.
And I appreciate that. I'm not, because here's the deal. You help cover the basis for Justin.
What do you mean?
He's saying, quit dragging my name through shit. You're saying quit dragging my name through shit. My name was brought up, and all I did was I got somebody asked me about what happened to Jeff B. And it was in my chat that somebody had put in there, he was shot. And I said, I don't know. I just heard tonight he was just shot. I don't know if that was a Saturday or Monday. I can go back and look.
It doesn't matter what day it was, or even if it did
Yeah,
happen,
and
matter.
so it's like, that's the only thing I know. And that's why I told everybody ever since, every time they asked. But
And
when
that's why-
Justice put to my attention, go ahead, Justice. I apologize.
I was going to say, that's what, when I found out that supposedly Jeff was shot, through Travis. I called Travis directly to get it from the horse's mouth. That's the way
Just
I
for the
do
record,
things.
I don't know who Travis is. So
Travis, the Search for Truth,
I still
55.
don't know who that is.
He's on YouTube. And David at Rhino Nation, I knew David, has talked with Jeff a few times, and he was concerned about it because I got a text about it. I forget who it was from, but it wasn't from David himself saying that David was concerned. I'd have to go back and look at the text. But anyhow, I took and called David and let David know what I had just found out. And that's as far as I have been involved in this whole thing. I don't appreciate my name being dragged through the mud on this for just trying to find out if somebody was actually shot or not, or if somebody, was dead from it or whatever. I did it out of concern, not trying to sensationalize anything or anything like that, not trying to get money or anything else from anybody or grift anybody or anything like that. I'm not that person. I'll tell you a little something right now, folks. Since my wife died 8 months ago, I've been struggling to make it. But you know what? I'm not out here asking for money or anything else. I don't want anybody's money. I'll make it on my own. I'm a survivor. I always have been. I always will be. I always try my damnedest to put out what I believe is honest and true things. Sometimes I've had bad intel give to me, and I've come back and I've apologized about it, and I've taken and recanted those situations.
All right, we got one more. One more. I'm going to bring up one more. You're the only one who has told the truth about this incident so far on the panel. Well, Will, I'm going to tell you, Will Bird, like I said, I have no fucking clue what's going on. All I know is someone said something about me, and then it was brought up again by Will and a couple others, and that's why we're here, because my name was brought in here. I don't have no clue. And I don't, it's silly. And like I said, Will, I don't bring up your channel. I don't cuss your channel. I don't do anything. I stick to myself. I just try to do my little thing, maybe lame to some. It's okay. It's my channel. I just going to do what I'm going to do. But I don't bring up anybody else's name. And I tell my chat, my panel, not to ever cuss another man's show or the person. And if they do, I boot them. Because I don't want the drama and I don't want the bullshit. So, it's one of those deals. I'm trying to just clear the air because I'm tired of my name drug too, just because I knew the name of Jeff B. Or the Search for the Tooth or whatever the hell it is. Just because I was a Liberty Warrior and that thing went sideways with a lot of people, not saying good, bad, or indifferent. All I'm saying is it went sideways with some people and they didn't appreciate it. That doesn't mean I'm going to cuss Mike. I didn't appreciate how some of the things went, but that wasn't my call. I didn't own the show. I was just a person just trying to help, just like everybody else. I don't judge other people. What happens. It's part of life. We all go on. We can all be butthurt, but what the hell does that do? There's no sense in getting butthurt over a personal wishful thinking that never turns out. Yeah, my blood pressure's fine, Mary. Thank you for looking out. Lily J. Red, if you'll drop the link for Lily J, I'd appreciate that. I think she's wanting to pop in. She's wanting to say something. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. Antifa Farting House, Craig the Hunter, Mary Freeland, Mr. B's Brain. Hey, bud. How you doing? Sharon Mercer. Anybody I've missed, I apologize. I dearly, dearly apologize. It's been a heated conversation. It's hard to keep up a chat, but it is what it is. The ladies and gentlemen out here, this is not a bitch session. I know it sounds like it. It's a lot of controversy. It's a lot of, we're all trying to get the same thing. Tanya Burns, excuse me. We're all just trying to get to the bottom of, we're tired of being drugged through the mud when we have nothing to do with what's going on. Thank you, Engine 10. Now my blood pressure's fine, but thank you. Mr. B's Brain, do you want to come up here eventually? We got a long night ahead of us. I know I've got at least another hour and 15 minutes in me. All I know is I just don't, Kathy Furr, hello. All I know is I just don't want this drama to keep going on and on and on and on and on. It's just stupid. It's senseless, and it gets none of us nowhere. We all want for a brighter future, but we can't get to the future if we're still just digging that hole looking in the past. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. Clear the air, get it clear. Now we can all breathe deeply and move on.
And that's all I'm trying to do too, is just try to clear the air, because a lot of hate's been thrown my way and a lot of accusations and stuff. If I had been involved in this in any way, I'd freaking own up to it, folks. I've told you exactly what went on that night and everything else. Now, you can believe it or not. It's your decision. But why would I come up here? I have no axe to grind with anybody. I have no monetary gain to get from any of this. Hell, I don't even have my own channel except for on Telegram. I'm an admin for Red Step Stacker and 2 of his channels. And I'm an admin in several others, which a couple of them may end up booting me out, but oh well, it is what it is. All I want to do is make sure that people hear my side of it and can make their own decision to whether I'm telling the truth or not. But I swear on my dead wife's and dead daughter's graves, folks, I was not involved in this except for asking Travis to find out if Jeff had been shot and then passing it on to Rhino, because I had got a message, and I forget who it was from, saying that Rhino was concerned about it. So I called Rhino, since I had his phone number, and told him what I had been told, that Jeff was okay, that he was not shot.
Absolutely.
That's what I,
and I didn't get that much information when I was calling and asking. Is Jeff be okay? Right. Yes. Salt and mud. From what I understand, now this is not my words. I cannot deny or say it's correct. All I'm going to say, from what I hear, has never happened. It was a BS.
Yep.
It was BS. It was a lie. And I know somebody that, well, matter of fact, Justice, finish your story.
Well, anyhow, you know, it's been brought up that I supposedly masterminded this. I don't have time for it. I run a plumbing, heating, and air conditioning shop so I can live. And I'm out there every day. If I'm not working, I'm out doing sales work, promoting myself and everything else, trying to build this business up that I restarted 3 years ago on my own with an old beat up van that's a 97 and $800 in my pocket. But you know what? I keep doing it because, for one, I care about what I do. 2, I'm trying to make my honest living. And 3, I care about people. And, you know, when you hear that somebody's got shot, you want to find out if it's true or not, because, you know, I've been on panel with Jeff. I found him to be informative at times. And we've had some good conversations together right there on Travis's show. And, you know, I had followed him on his Telegram channel that Tori was the admin in. And, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about Jeff B. I don't have anything bad to even say about anybody out here. Do I disagree with some? Yes. But that's my decision to make that. decision to agree or disagree. But when I put something out there, it's because it's coming from what I believe to be correct and true until it's proven to me otherwise. And, you know, I can honestly say, I think I can count in 5 years of being on this, the number of times that I've been wrong on one hand. So take it from there, folks. Again, use what I'm saying with your discernment. You can decide whether you think I'm guilty or innocent. But I am going to say this. If it comes to it, and this does continue on my end, the people that are throwing these accusations out there and won't even talk to me personally, just automatically throw them out there. Well, I've already contacted a lawyer, and I am looking into a slander lawsuit against you folks. Now, if you want to be man enough and apologize to me, I'll drop the lawsuit. But until then, I'm going to proceed. So,
and I apologize. I've been so quiet. My phone is blowing the hell up.
Yeah, I had a certain individual called and told me not to blow the show up. Had
No,
one of the
you're
shows
fine.
involved. One of the shows that were involved in this. I'm not going to mention the name because that's not my way. But I do respect him for reaching out to me. But I'm trying to get my name back where it was, because I am not part of this, excuse my language, shit show.
Well, and here's the deal. I don't even care to get my name back where it was. Just get my name out of it. I had nothing to do with this horse shit. I didn't bring it up. I didn't start it. I didn't even know about it. And I still don't know a damn thing about it. And like I said, I tried to call a couple people that might know. And I even tried to text Jeff B. No response. So that tells me something is not.
Yep.
I'm not going to. I don't want no more part of it. I don't care. I mean, if Jeff B shows up in the chat, well, son of a gun, get up here, explain your side. I don't care. I'm not going to deny. I'm just going to let him say his piece. He has the right to defend himself. Sambo, we should be mad at Travis. Why be mad at Travis? I don't think this was Travis's doing that actually started this. I think he was the one that was used to do it.
I tend to agree with you.
Harvest Mary May. Liberty Warrior has blowed me up tonight. He had nothing to do with this. That's why he kept his name. And he says, no, I want nothing to do with this. He wants to stay out of it. And that's the first time I've heard from him in a long time. So I'm going to have to stick up for Liberty Warrior on this one. He hadn't even had Jeff up on the long time, he said.
And I was reached out to by his administrative assistant, and she told me the same thing. So, you know, but I just want to come here and honestly tell you folks my side of it and everything else, and let you make your own decisions. Like I've said before, I have nothing to gain by this. I have no access to grind or anything else. And even the ones that hate me, make fun of me and everything else, you know, guys, it takes a bigger person to talk to the person in person than it does to go behind their back, make snide remarks and everything else, and off-color comments and all that stuff. You know, if you got a problem, talk to me. I'm not that hard. Hell, if you want to come and talk to me at my door, I'll give you my freaking address. That's the type of person I am.
I seen a comment, and I wanted to comment on it, and it wasn't a bad comment. And I just, Colbert says he was used LOL because he's a grown-ass man. You are correct. You are correct. He is a grown-ass man, and he went for this psyop. You can almost bet your ass I'm not going to take a phone call on it. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I will listen to anybody that has a side to say. I'm not going to make an opinion with just one-sided opinion. I've had that done to me in the court of law. And the court of law, even the judge hung his head when I was done. I'm not going to do that. But what I will do is I will say, hey, if I'm not involved, don't bring me involved. Leave me out of it. Leave Will out of it if he's not involved. Now, if he is, crucify him. That's on him.
Yep.
If I'm involved, crucify me. That's on me. My one take. Somebody's got to do some cleaning up around here, and I think that's probably a little bit of all of us.
Yep. And all I'm trying to do is just make sure people hear my side of it instead of what they're hearing secondhand from everybody else. I wanted you to hear it from the horse's mouth.
At any one given time, there's 4 million people on YouTube. Okay. You know what that means? If this ain't the community you want to be in, there is other communities out there. I mean, and here's the deal. I'm not saying anybody run away, because that's just bullshit. If you're comfortable where you're at, stay. But maybe if you keep getting drugged into shit, which I tell myself all the time, is maybe it's the people I associate with. All right, Chuck, we'll see you later, bud. But sometimes it's the people you associate with. So that's why I don't associate with hardly anybody anymore on my show. And if I do, it's very specific few. I enjoy them. And some of them has come and stayed quite a while, several months. And then it's not that I get rid of them. It's just we end up parting ways. And I'm not going to cuss them. They have their way and I have mine. So people got to realize that, if you can't learn to compromise, you've already failed. And I'm not here to get rich. That's why I don't monetize. That's why I took down my PayPal. I took down my buy me a coffee horse shit. I don't want the money. I'm here just to have good conversation with great people. What if they try to shut my channel down? Well, they're going to have to find something really good to shut my channel down, because I try not to talk about shit that's going to get me taken down.
Exactly. And if we all would just come together and work together as a unit, we could get a lot more done without all the infighting. And that's something that I have said since day one. It's something Red Stepstacker has said since day one. We wanted to try to get these channels to all work together, but everybody's got their own agenda. Some of it is different than our agendas, and apparently nobody can put aside their differences, just like they did in Washington, D.C. Actually talk about the issues instead of the bullshit.
Well, and I do got something to say, but I'm going to finish reading my text first.
Okay.
All right. And this person that texted me made sense on several occasions. And like I said, I'm glad to hear from this individual.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? He's got a point. This individual says,
that's fine. Sorry, I had a background conversation there.
Yeah, Colbert, I have no clue. Like I said, I don't know if he's shot, wasn't shot. From what I'm understanding, it was all psyop. He was not shot. It's a fucking lie. And if it is, then I have no use for it. If he started that lie or someone else did and he's going along with it, I don't care if he comes back or not. Well, I would let him come back. But I'd invite him on stage to explain himself, one way or the other. And the other one that's involved, if he's part of it, I really don't know if he needs, and I know they're all listening. Every fucking one of them are listening. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to disagree with that anymore. Will?
Yep.
All I'm going to say is I'll give them an opportunity to say their piece on my show live, because I'm tired of the shit. I want it to come out. So everybody will leave me the fuck alone. Because until this happens, until this night happened, this has never come out. It's been a bunch of backstabbing bullshit on everybody's channel except here.
Yep.
I said, and on Will, justices. We don't say, we don't know, because we don't have a fucking clue. No one was there. No one's seen it. So until I personally see it or I hear from the horse's mouth, which I have not heard from that horse's mouth, I'm not going to advertise anything. Well, thank you, Tanya Burns. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's 277 people in here. And if y'all don't mind, if you give me a thumbs up, I'm not asking you to subscribe. I'm not asking you to share this out unless you want to. I think it's a good message to share. I think everybody ought to share this message out. So we make damn good and sure that everybody sees what's going out right now and everybody in the chat. So everybody knows. We're not going to put up with this shit anymore from anybody. Nobody is. Everybody's tired of it. We've got to stop this shit now. And we either got to, okay, if we can't come together, let's at least go, okay, you got your area, I've got mine. Let's stay the hell away from each other. That's just all there is to it. The bottom line, we've got to get to that point. Or we're going to continue fighting, and that's exactly what some people in this world want. World dominance is only controlled by chaos, not by unity. Unity can control the world. Chaos cannot. This chaos has got to stop, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
Yes, too much slander. Yes, you are right, Chrissy Cat.
Lily J, if you're still out there, I'd be glad to talk with you if you want to still come up.
Absolutely. If she wants to come up, I think Red might have dropped. I didn't even look. I'm sorry. I just want this shit to stop, guys. This is this little thing is not what broke the camel's back. It's just the point of where we've got to go.
Enough is enough.
Enough. Yeah, it's enough. Because now everybody's getting drug into something none of us know about, except one or two people, and we're the scapegoats for them. Because they're sitting back giggling their ass off because they stirred up some shit. And we're all arguing and discussing, killing my whole damn show about it. Because this ain't what I do. This is not what I do. I sit back and I want to talk to great people. I don't want to cuss and discuss what's going on. So this is the first time in 7 months that I've actually almost blown a gasket too. I didn't get my blood pressure up. So you ladies and gentlemen that are worried about my blood pressure, don't worry. I've got it under control.
And I wouldn't let him get his blood pressure up because I respect him too much for that.
Well, it's just one of those deals. We gotta quit. I was reading the chat at the same time, so quit. We gotta quit just picking on everybody and let people do what they're going to do, because they will. You give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone hit the lever to let it go. Yeah, you know what? You're not mistaken.
Well, I know this much. As far as my involvement, you've heard everything that happened tonight. Oops. You've heard. Sorry about that. I accidentally dropped it for a second. Everything that I've said tonight is exactly what went on. I heard that Jeff was shot.
Oh yeah.
And that is exactly what happened. And I have no reason to take and say anything good, bad, or indifferent about anybody out here. But I just don't appreciate, my name and others' names, including yours, Shane, being put through this when all of us, like in my case, I was concerned. That was the only reason I reached out to Travis to find out. And with Rhino being concerned in his chat, that's the only reason I reached out to Rhino. And let him know what I was told.
Yeah, let me address something in the chat. Yuri, no, stolen valor is not allowed here as far as I know it. Just because we think it may be, doesn't mean I can prove it. And I'm not privy to the military info, so I can't prove whether it's stolen valor or not. I don't know. I'm not going to go there because that's a place that's a shitstorm I don't want to step into. And if I go to stepping into that, I'm going to get, if it is a stolen valor, now I'm involved in it. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, yes, I know. Uncle Antifa and CBC, I'm sure, are both streaming it. That's why I'm saying it just like it is. I don't really give two shits what people say about me because that's what started this stuff. I really don't care. Let them say what they want. I don't care because I try to put out exactly what's on my mind, and if people don't like that, then this ain't the channel for you. Go somewhere else. And I put out if my name's being dragged in the mud from something I have no fucking clue what happened, then yes, I eventually I get my belly full. Like I said, I'm not here to cuss anybody. I'm just here to go, hey, enough's enough. If we're not involved, don't bring us in. Tell your story and try to push it on somebody else. Sage, if you've got that, great, fine, Danny. I really don't care. And I'm not saying that out of rudeness. I'm just saying I don't want to know about it. It's because it's just more shit that I don't need in my brain. Yeah, it feels like high school at times. It really does. And this is just more shit that I don't need. It just, I don't care. I really don't care. And this is to the point. That's why I wanted to bring this out tonight. Is just because I wanted it done and over, and I wanted it to get out of the way because I was tired of hearing about it. And a lot of good people are getting drugged through the mud, and they have no freaking clue what the hell is going on, like me. I don't understand it. There ain't no sense in this stuff. If somebody's just wanting clicks and views, so be it. Go after it. Anyway, we are at the top of the hour, and we're going to probably get off some of this. Now we all got some of our frustration spit out about what's going on. I don't really want involved with any of that horse shit or any horse shit. I just want to do my show. I want to talk about boring shit that bores people to death. I got a nice following that enjoy me and I enjoy them. And I really don't care about all the bullshit going on in the outer world. I don't know what Will Justice is doing. I don't know if he's slurping a Slurpee, if he's just sucking up.
I'm smoking a pipe. I'm smoking a pipe.
Oh, yeah. And after a few, it gets a little bit of slobber in there. So, yeah, you got a little bit of fluid in there. I smoked a pipe for a while until I got tired of sucking on my own slobber. That makes it its own ball.
Well, that has cigars, but Normally I'd have cigars, but I haven't been to the shop to get any, so I'm just smoking a pipe, folks.
Yeah, and that's it. Let me see here. What do I got? Anyway, sorry, my phone's still blowing up.
Oh, I
But
can
anyway,
imagine.
we're going to take a short little intermission. I'm going to put on a little song if I can pull it up while I take a short little restroom break. And then when that music's over, we'll come back and we will see what we can visit about next and who we can, excuse me, we will see who we can bring up and add to our conversation. We're going to change this a bit. We've had an hour of bitching and complaining about leave our fucking names out of your mouth. That's just the nicest way I can put it. I'll leave you alone. Leave me alone, and that's a good
Exactly.
place to be.
Exactly. That's all I'm asking. You know, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have reached out to Travis that night. And like I said, if it hadn't been for the fact that I got the message that Rhino was worried, I wouldn't have reached out to him. But that's all I was involved in it.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't reach out. Nobody. I didn't do anything except I was sitting there and it come in my chat. And then everybody started asking about it. I was like, I don't know. I haven't heard. Let me check. And I couldn't get a response.
Well, that's why I reached out to you, because I knew that at least here I'd get a chance to say my side of it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm hoping that people can honestly see that I'm a caring individual. And I really do care about this nation, because I'll tell you right now, I do not want to see my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren go through what we're going through now in their lifetime. We need to get this straightened out.
Tracy, you are correct. He hasn't been hurting anybody, but it's just.
And I'm not saying that Jeff is the cause of this. I'm just saying the people that attacked me, until they take and contact me and you know, ask me, what gives them the right to go to attack me?
Correct. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, oh, son. My phone's going to quit blowing up, so I'm going to have to go use the restroom, get rid of a little excess fluid. I'm going to play a little song while we're waiting.
Well, if you want me to stay here, I'll stay here with you, Shane.
Yeah, no, hang on with me, and we're going to take a little music break. If you need to go to the restroom or go get you something to drink, tea or water or coffee or whatever, refill it. This song is we'll say about 2 minutes long. It may last about 3, but we'll say it's 2-3 minutes long, and then we'll just go back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. But we're going to kick this off about now, so I can get to the restroom before I use the restroom in my britches. So, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me. Damn it! I don't want to do that. I want to share.
Before you take off, I'm going to say this to the chat. I appreciate the support that some of you are giving me. And like I said, all I want is the people that do take and have issues and stuff, come to me instead of trying to go behind my back. You get a lot more information and truth if you came to me directly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, while I play this, will you mute, please, Will?
Yeah, I'll go down and mute. Hang on.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to play this. Let me make sure it's all ready. I'll make everything big for everybody for a second. Sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Like I said, we just playing a little bit of music. Just while I went to the restroom and got rid of some excess fluid. So anyway,
And I'm back. I am going to try to eat a little bit because I just finally got my dinner. So, folks, if you hear that, I'm sorry. I'll try to mute my mic when I'm eating.
oh, you're all good. You're good. Like I said,
It's been a long day.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like I said, it's been a long day for a lot of us, and like I said, I've been had a cold for the last 2 days. So I wasn't sick, but I did have a pretty good cold. I didn't have a fever or nothing, but they wouldn't come on with. I already got a cough and a sniffle. Amy Rabarge, I don't know how to say your name, but hello. But anyway, I had a little bit of last 2 days, so I didn't want to come on with any excess coughing and hacking than what I already have. I was trying to read some of the chat. But anyway, I'm just here to just talk to great people, and I'm not here to talk bad about anybody or anybody's channel, or what they're doing, what they're not doing. I don't care. I really, really don't care. And I want other people to realize that your life may not get along with mine. That's fine. But let me do mine and you do yours. Everybody's going to be happy. I just like good conversation with good people. Me and Will was talking earlier. Will Justice. We talked about plumbing, central heat and air, gas, electrical, mechanical, building, framing. A great conversation, and that's the good thing. You know, you get to our age and you're like, we just like to talk about the things we've done, what we've accomplished in life. And then you get on here and you got some of these youngsters, not all of them, but a few. And I'm not going to point any names. I'm going to try to specify this by no means. Some of them's doing some great things. Some of them's just has nothing to do but be a cowboy crusader, you know, because, you know, they would just want to play on their little laptop and try to beat people up. Now, I'm not saying the guys that, you know, criticize people, because that's one thing. I'm talking about these trolls. I'm not calling Sage or CBC a troll by no means. I'm just saying they do their thing. I do mine. If they want to go pick on their channel because they might have said something wrong, well, maybe before you beat them up, maybe you should talk to them. Maybe they just misunderstood, or they don't understand what's going on in the real world. Maybe sometimes people just need help understanding what's going on instead of just beating the hell out of them. Maybe. I don't know. So I try to stay out of that realm.
Exactly. You do that very well.
Well, I try to. I try to stay out of that realm. I just want to visit with great people. That's it. That's a bottom line.
Well, I may not be great, but I've been around this earth a day or two here, and I've done a lot of things, you know, and I've worked some law enforcement. I've worked security. I've been a plumber, heating and air tech, and an electrician all of my life. Even when I worked doing law enforcement and security, I still did plumbing, heating, and air. That's been my main trades. But you and I were talking about this earlier. People like us that live out here in the high plains area, we have to end up learning a lot of different things that most people wouldn't even think about in other areas. Out here, you don't always have a mechanic to depend on. So you got to learn to work on your own vehicles, whether it be a tractor, a combine, a truck, a car, hell, a motorcycle for that even. But you got to learn that. And when we get into a lot of these projects in our areas, there may not be a drywaller, there may not be a painter, there might not even be a carpenter handy. So we try to learn that so we can finish up our part of the job by doing what we have to do to get that job complete. You know, doesn't mean that we're experts at it. It's just like here with the intel and the government and all that. We're not experts at it by any stretch of the imagination. We're just trying to make sense of what we're finding out here that people are putting out and trying to sort out the BS from the real, actual intel. And,
right.
You know, we're going to make mistakes. We're human.
Wow.
But it doesn't give anybody the right to sit there and start cutting us down because we're just trying to do what we feel is right.
Right.
To me, that shows how little they are. And, you know, if we would all get along and have conversations, wouldn't this world be a hell of a lot better place? Could you imagine if we just put political parties aside and talk about the issues in our
Bingo.
government. If we could do that, they could get a lot more accomplished. But everybody's got their own political party, their own agendas, and stuff like that.
They gotta vote their political lines, and that's bullshit. And it's a lie, and that's not how this government was created. It was created as a whole, and everybody had their. They come from all walks of life. The road to horses into Congress. Some of them take 2 or 3 weeks to get there. They get there, they're tired, they're wore out, they didn't want to stay long, they wanted to get home and go back to their lives. They come in there, they bitch and they argue a little bit, they all express their opinions on how things should go for the American people, and then they go home. They don't sit around and go, okay, how can we bend these people over and make us not have to do this anymore? They never did that.
No, they didn't.
They never did that. They didn't. They wanted the best for the people because they had to go back out and live with the people instead of stay up there and live in Congress.
And if you'll remember, back in the days, a lot of them were volunteers. They took and volunteered to do this, didn't get paid or anything else because they cared about the people and cared about the nation. I think that's part of the issue. These people have gotten up there, they've gotten into this insider trading, supposedly, and I'm saying that supposedly because I don't know. They've also supposedly got into kickbacks and stuff like that. Well, it's like the old adage. Money corrupts. Power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts. And I'm not saying that everybody up there is corrupt or anything like that. But I'm saying it sure looks to me like there is a lot of corruption and a lot of people that are profiting from this with insider trading and stuff like that. It's what it looks like. I'm not saying it is, but it's what it looks like.
Oh, it's resembling it pretty hard indeed.
Exactly.
I just got a text to me, and somebody brought up you're going to love this one, Will.
Okay.
The Justins. The Bronson brothers.
Yeah.
You talked about that earlier today. It's been shot down through every damn court it went through, but now it's at the Supreme Court.
Yep.
Okay. So now it's at the Supreme Court. And they're going to hear it. That's what floors me. And only reason I can figure they're going to hear it is because it's a civil suit, or it's a private sector suit instead of a criminal suit.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Who in the hell are they going to kick that back down to? Because no one else would rule on it. So because the SCOTUS can't make all they can do is give you they can't give you a judgment. They can't go, oh, you win. All they can do is kick it back down to a lower court and say, no, you got to follow the Constitution, and this is what it says. Now you follow it by that means, and then they make their decision. Supreme Court can't do shit. So why in the hell is everybody worried about this damn Brunson case, one way or the other? I don't feel that it can go really anywhere with the Supreme Court just because it made it there. They can hear the case. They can. They're going to make a judgment on it. They're going to say, well, this, and this needs to be done. And they're going to kick it back down to a lower panel. How far is it going to get kicked back? Because there's no, the appellate court going to hear it because they already throwed it out. No district court. They towed it out. Who in the hell is going to hear the damn thing to make a ruling? So where are they going to kick it to? They're going to kick it to the dirt. They're not going to spend any more money on it. And I'm not saying whether they're right or wrong or indifferent. All I'm saying is it just doesn't make any sense to me how this government runs the way it does. If Supreme Court can't do a damn thing about any decision they render, they can give guidance.
Well, Supreme Court was originally started, if I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, was corrected to be the supreme law of the land. What they said was supposed to be interpreted through the Constitution and
Yeah,
everything
that's
else.
torture.
And if they can't make the decision, then who do we have that we can trust up there as far as court systems go?
Pretty much. Shane, okay, wait a minute. Cindy, I'm going to put you on big screen here. Shane, remember, Lloyd Brunson said the attorney for Supreme Court invited the Brunsons to the court early April to hear the ruling. All right. There's issues about that too. If one side or the other has made a ruling with the other side, without the other side deciding yes or no, that's almost kind of a breach. I don't know how that works up there in the Supreme Court. I've never been there. I can't even speculate how it would go. I just know in a normal court, if the DA goes and talks to a judge about a court case before it's heard, that case is null and void because they already got a pre-acclamation of what they're going to do to you. They already got a precognition of what's going to happen. And the judge knows what the DA is going to recommend. The DA recommends it, and he says yes. So if you can ever find out that your DA has talked to your judge before the case about your case, that has to be thrown out, and it's null and void. That is a fact. That's written right in the Constitution.
Exactly.
So it's the same with the Supreme Court. I just don't understand how some of that shit works. Up there in the Supreme Court, which is the rulers of the land, which all they can do is just quote the Constitution, say whether it's constitutional or not. That's it.
In my opinion, I'm going to say this. I think a lot of them make up the rules as they go along.
Yes, they do. And Roberts, I'm not a big fan of.
I tend to agree with you on that one.
I am not. I think if anybody ought to be in that ruling position at this moment right now, whether Justice Roberts is in the seats or not, I think it ought to be Clarence Thompson. That man, been there a long time. He's very methodical. I've seen him roll both ways. So that means he keeps an open mind.
Exactly.
Now, that or he's bought off really well. I don't know which it is.
Who knows in this day and age?
Oh, I know that shit. It probably leans more towards the bought off part than it does the rest of it.
I think you're probably right.
Red, if you don't mind, drop my link. Let's see if somebody wants to come up. Let's get another point of view. I don't mind that. As long as you're not rude or disrespectful, I don't care.
I agree with you.
They can disagree with what I say or how I have to say it, but just be respectful, and I'll do the same.
You and I both know that we both have talked to people on both sides of the aisle. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, and even you and I have, like we said, butted heads on a couple of issues, but we also had a lot of common ground. That's the thing. If more people could find more of the common ground, wouldn't this world be a hell of a lot better place?
Oh yeah, somebody chapped my ass, so I'm going to be butthurt for the rest of my life. What the hell? Chapped lips even go away eventually. Come on.
Exactly.
Well, Bill State National. I'm not going to say you're incorrect. All I'm going to say is I can't prove it, but I can't disprove it either. My link is dropped. If anybody wants to come up. And have a conversation. I'm not the most highly intelligent person out there. I know it myself. I'm far from it. But I'll try to have an intelligent conversation with anybody out there. Yeah,
I just got a text, and it's comical. The administrator for a certain large group said that there's no sign of the two that made this mess of what we were talking about earlier. And I got to say, she's correct.
Well, If this is all a psyop,
Yep.
I didn't come to their channel and dig a hole. They come to mine. So they're digging at them damn selves in my eyes.
Exactly. And
I'd like to hear a response somehow.
well, that's why I brought it up to you and asked for a little time tonight to at least put my side of it out there.
I don't blame
And I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack for it from probably people that I like and trust, and some of them that I don't like and trust. But you know what? At least I got the opportunity to put my side of it out there, and hopefully put a stop to some of the shenanigans that's going on.
Well, I know I'm getting beat up, and I know there's people out there. I mean, I've already had people call me and saying that I'm on Uncles, and I'm sure I'm on CBCs. It's all good, and you know what? I did this. I knew I was going to be.
Yep.
But I want people to hear that I'm not here to hurt or help.
Exactly.
I'm not here to do any of that. I'm just here to visit with great people. And if
Exactly.
someone's got a story, I'm going to let them tell it. Whether I agree or not, I may not agree with the damn thing you said.
That's
But
right. You might.
I give you your voice. You have the chance to say it. And that's
Exactly.
how life should be. Give people their chance to speak their voice. Let them speak it. If you don't agree, then you don't agree. Go on to the next subject.
Yep.
Maybe you might agree on it.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing of it is, if we put as much time into helping our country and getting things changed in our country as we do this infighting and stuff, I think this BS would have been over a long, long time ago.
Oh, absolutely. All you ladies and gentlemen are in here. Anybody that hadn't tripped over that thumbs up, that's great. Whether you subscribe or not, that's up to you. Why do they restream this, and why are they doing this? What's the issue with you exactly? Do you know? I don't. I really don't, Tracy. A lot of times they go through there and they pick through. A lot of times people go through there and try to pick and choose little bits and pieces and try to beat you down. I don't care. I did this for a reason. I wanted it out and I wanted it done.
Same here.
Mr. B's brain, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And anytime you want to come up, bud, all you got to do is just let me know and we'll drop the link for you. I'd love to have a conversation with you when you get to feeling better. Or even now, whenever. Just anytime you feel you're ready, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Like I said, I've seen some of your stuff. I think it's good. Yeah, Tracy, some of that stuff is kind of silly.
It is. Some of it is.
Me, my Patriot.
But if we don't call them out on it, and let them know that, hey, there are some repercussions that could happen to this. How do we know they're not going to push somebody over the edge and have them self-delete or something like that? Believe me, I've been there. I admit, I tried it once because I was so fed up with everything. And to be honest with you, since I've lost my wife, I've got even more reason to, but I'm not. I'm staying here trying to make a difference.
No, and all you people are starting to drift out. It's been a blessing to have y'all in here. It's been a great evening, and you know what? I appreciate each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have a show.
Amen.
Yeah, Justin, did you not grab the link? I had Red drop the link. I'll let you come up, Justin. Bring something up here to the conversation. Hell, I don't mind. Like I said, we're going to be winding down 19, 20 minutes anyway, so get on up here.
Yeah, please come up. We need some fresh blood up here. I'm getting old.
Sharon's got some chicks hatching right now. That's good. There it is, Justin. It's dropped. Harvest for Mary Moon. Yes. It's hard, and I don't like calling anybody out. And I didn't call anybody out, but I let somebody else speak. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. I don't know where it started, where it come from. I don't care. I just don't want involved in it. That's on you. If you want to come over and hang out as a buddy and just visit, that's one thing, but I don't want the shenanigans.
And I agree with you. I don't want the shenanigans either. And all I wanted was a chance to say my side of it, since nobody wanted to reach out to me before they started, as I call it, slandering my name.
Well, and see, I didn't know you was involved either, and all I heard was my name, and I was like, I don't know. I just shut it all off. I didn't listen to any of it, and all I said was, don't know, don't care. Well, I did care. I didn't want anybody shot. I don't want anybody hurt.
No.
But I don't want to be involved in the drama of the bullshit.
Yep.
All right, here's Justin. Justin, you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Justin.
Justin, how you doing, bud?
Good. Nice to see you.
Well, good to see you too, bud. So, how's it going this evening?
Pretty good.
Did you watch the show tonight, or you just been waiting to get up here?
I just watched my Night Court reboot when I got home today. It's good.
Oh, okay.
Good show they did.
Okay. All right. Well, hi. Yeah, we've been on some pretty depth conversations here, and just kind of curious if you had any input on it.
Yep. I know you're not open tomorrow, right? You're closed on
No,
Thursday.
Thursdays I'm usually off. Now, granted, I was sick Monday and Tuesday. When I say sick, I didn't have a head fever or anything like that. I had some cough and sniffles worse than normal, and I just wasn't willing to come on and have people hear me do all that crap more than I normally do. And, they don't deserve to hear that.
Yeah.
And then everything happened for a reason, because then we got this show put together today. I'm sure I'm going to get my ass chewed by a mod for not giving a bigger heads up, but hell, I was still putting shit together myself at 6:10, 6:15.
Yep.
Yeah, we had quite the long conversation behind the scenes here earlier today, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. No cayenne. I'm not iced over. We haven't had crap really.
So there's a guy named Prep.
Go ahead, Justin.
There's a guy named Prep 101. Yeah. And I try to get on his panel. Sometimes he cuts me off his panel. I don't know what's going on with.
Prepping is Prepping's a good guy. My first couple times going over there, he was kind of rude to me because they'd already talked about something I was bringing up, but I didn't know what they'd been through because I didn't know the history of them. I didn't research them. And then when I finally got on panel, me and him got in the background, and we ended up being decent friends. I'm not going to cuss him. He's always been good.
Sometimes I try to come on his panel, like in the back though. And he always boot me off. I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know, Justin. Like I said, I can't speak for anybody but me.
Okay.
Like I said, most times following a deep conversation and someone pops in, either you weren't invited or you got a link or seen a link and you popped in. And so if I'm in a deep conversation with somebody, I'm not going to let anybody. I mean, that's no offense to you or anybody else. I want to finish the conversation. Then I'll let people know when I can bring them in. I'm not ever going to try to be rude to anybody because I know it sucks.
It's okay to put myself in a chat, like introduce myself, stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Right?
no, I don't have a problem with somebody wanting to come up and introduce themselves. Now, if they get up here and want to promote their channel and that's all they want to do, well, that's kind of rude. And I think that's a little disrespectful. Now, if they want to come in and have a conversation and then I promote them, I think that's respectful. Because if I enjoy talking to you and I enjoy it, then I will share your show out.
Hey, justice for all. Just share me out,
Yeah.
buddy.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, just follow me on my YouTube channel.
Well, Red has dropped your show since you've been on panel. She has dropped it. So if people want to follow you, they will. I'm not going to tell people to go do that. That's on them. She has dropped your link. So
All right.
You've got the referral. You did get the referral, so good job. And we're not going to touch that.
Well, Justin, I have been to your channel several times. I've just lurked in the background, just so you know.
There you go. I have too.
Yeah.
A real live mom. You got to drop off. Thank you. I appreciate that. And y'all are more than welcome to come back. Everybody in here is more than welcome to come back. Like I said, and this conversation after tonight will be done. We'll move on to a new one tomorrow or Friday, excuse me. And then who knows what's going to come up Friday and Saturday? Who knows what guests I'm going to have up? Who knows if we're going to have? Shit, I don't know.
And who knows if he'll invite me back?
I don't know. Justin, you're welcome here. Justice for All, you're welcome here anytime.
I appreciate that, Shane.
I'm welcome too.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Jump in the chat, and if I'm ready for you, I'll pull you all up. You know,
Okay.
It's just all in by what's going on, what the conversation is. I'm going to tell you right now, Justin.
Yeah.
If it's an in-depth conversation like it was the first hour, I'm not going to pull it up. I'm not going to pull anybody up. Unless it's one of the ones out there that have a disagreement with us, and I'm going to pull him up so we can all have a discussion.
Exactly.
And I'm not
Just
gonna,
I remember the first time when I started on your channel, right? And I was deleted once because something I did.
I remember.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, I'd like to jump in for just a brief second. I was going to say to everybody that sat here and listened to this tonight, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say my piece on this. And I was proud to do it over here on Shane's show. And I appreciate Shane giving me this opportunity. And, you know, I want to thank my friends that came in from other channels and stuff over here. I also want to thank the newbies that I met here tonight. For newbies to me, I should say, not newbies overall. But, you know, it's one of those things where if you don't know what the issues are, you can't fix them. And
hey, justice for all.
And if these people would let us, you know, talk to each other and not go around trying to stick a knife in everybody's back or pull psyops or whatever, we could all get along a whole hell of a lot better.
Oh,
hey,
go ahead, Justin.
Go ahead, Justin. Do you do panels on your channel?
Do I do what?
Panels.
He don't have a channel per se. He has a Telegram.
I have a Telegram that I'm on, and I'm an admin for several people on Telegram, and I'm also a moderator on a few YouTube channels.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't do like StreamYards, like get people up and stuff like that.
No, he does not. He does a lot of talk radio. and just mainly mostly chats. Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a channel per se like a YouTube channel. So but Red dropped his channel on Telegram, so you can go. I say channel. He's got his Telegram station there. Red dropped it.
Yep. And and if you don't mind, Shane, I'll drop 2 of the channels that I'm an admin in. You know the individual. I admin for Red Step Stacker. I'm in Red Step Stacker's family of Intel gatherers, I believe is how it's named, and Red's Kamikaze Nation. I can never get that first one right.
Right. But no, it's all good.
But anyhow, you know, I'm in there a lot. I'm in a lot of other chats. I've been on Liberty Warrior. I've been on Travis the Search for Truth channel. I've been on Rhino Nations. I've been on with LWN before for brief times. I've been on with Red Step.
I've been on all of them with you except Rhinos.
Yep. And I've been. The only other one that I've been on is Red and I have done a couple of lives together on YouTube, especially when my wife passed away. We did a memorial service for her, and I want to tell everybody that was the most emotional thing I ever did. And I will tell you what, that meant a lot to me, having Red open his channel up so I could do a memorial for my wife, because there was a lot of you that came. There was a lot of you that came to it. And it meant a lot to me, and it's emotional for me to even talk about right now. I'm trying to tear up, but I want to thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart for paying respects to my wife.
Did you know we lost Cindy Williams? We lost the person who was on Happy Day, Cindy.
Yeah, and Laverne and Shirley. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
We also lost Lisa Loring, the girl that played Wednesday Addams on the Addams Family this week.
Yeah, I heard that. Danny, Hillbilly at Heart, how you doing, bud? I hope your back's doing better. Hope you're around to where you can get out and start playing a little pool again. Yeah, here in about 6 minutes, I'm going to be shutting her down, ladies and gentlemen. But my God, I appreciate each and every one of you people coming in here. Like I say, yeah, Will's been a nice difference in the show. We got a lot of few things aired out, and like I said, we're not here to hurt anybody. We're not here to beat anybody up. We're just here to. We just don't want our names drugged into bullshit anymore.
Exactly.
I do my thing, and I don't care what anybody else does. If people enjoy me, then that's what I want. And if not,
and another thing,
I don't own anybody.
I thank you for everybody. I thank you for everybody who follow me for my channel. Yeah, it's appreciated.
And somebody asked me a question.
Yeah.
I'm going back to look.
It's appreciated. It's appreciated. People supporting me, stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm looking.
I marked the best YouTuber of 2022. Just think.
Somebody asked me if I was going to do a backstage. If they want to come up, you better jump up now, because when I close this live down, it's done.
Yep.
Creek, we'll see you later, bud.
It's a good thing I came up.
Well, we're going to see about that here in a minute. We'll see who goes backstage, like I said. So we're not going to talk about grocery stores and movies. I can promise you.
Well, we could take and talk about refrigeration units and walk-in coolers and walk-in freezers.
We're the only ones going to understand that one, Justin.
I know. I do it. Some days I don't understand it.
What about the old Happy Meal toys from the 90s? Man, those were
What's that?
great.
Someone sent me a email that said I'm waiting.
Somebody
I
wanted to
have no
pop up and say hi.
a cute little dog. Oh well,
Yeah,
cute little doggy.
engine. No, engine 10. You can send me emails all day long. I don't care.
I love
So,
dogs. Any kind of dog.
but if you send me an email,
It's a
it hadn't
Min
come
Pin
through yet, but
Chihuahua
I'll get it.
cross.
Hmm I like Dalmatians. Those were beautiful dogs. hmm
I get tired of seeing spots.
hmm hmm
And here's my other one.
She's a little Chihuahua. She's like a different dog.
The second dog was an Italian Greyhound. I've got two little lap dogs that are my best friends. They were my
You
wife's,
can see,
and they're now mine.
you can see the hair over their face. Can't see their
Mhm.
eyes though.
Yeah, he's got a
Mhm.
lot of gray hair. He's 11 years old, and the little one that I showed you first, she's 7 or 8 years old. So they're both getting to be older dogs, but they're great little companions.
hmm
Hey, Shane.
Engine 10, yes, it's fine that you sent me an email. As soon as it comes through, I will respond to it.
Yeah, and you know what, Justice for all, I'll pray for you. Um, when you lost someone, right?
Thank you,
Right.
Justin. I appreciate that. Hey,
Fa-
Shane.
Father, we thank you for the world so sweet. Thank you, Father, for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds to sing. Thank you, everyone. Amen.
Amen.
There you go.
Mhm.
Amen. Go ahead,
Shane,
Will. Yeah.
did you happen to notice my avatar on my profile there?
Yes, I did. Your helicopter, which is
Oh, that's
a
cool.
AH-64, and there's a missile that has been fired from it there in front of it. That
Look
was
at my
taken by
profile.
a friend of mine that took and was flying in a Black Hawk alongside that helicopter when it fired.
Look at mine.
Oh,
It's a bowl of nachos.
what was you firing at? Is that just practice run?
Yeah, it was a practice round. They do a lot of it up here in the Smoky Hill River Valley. They'll fly out of the bases, and they'll take and do this. So this individual just happened to be sitting there at the right time, at the right position, and was able to capture that. And I think that was a great picture, and that's why I put it on my profile.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's a beautiful picture. I think it is pretty neat to show what military looks like. So a lot of people hear about it, but they don't see it.
Exactly.
Have you seen my profile? A bowl of nachos. Yep.
But the funny thing is,
That's
they're not
funny.
yours.
Yep.
I picked up the right avatar. I decided with nachos.
One of my other pictures shows a Sherman tank that I own.
That you own.
I own.
Yeah. What thing about YouTube? You can do different avatars like other ones. You could also do a cat one. What other ones?
I could be like Crocodile Dundee. Somebody pulls up with a gun. I could look at him and just reach over and say, "Now, you may have a gun, but this is a gun."
All right. Hang on a second. Hillbilly says, I have a shepherd lab. She looks like a black wolf. Great dog. Greatest dog there is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I like I said, I'm looking for the silverback if I get another animal. And it's one of the largest dogs out there for and they're not even really supposed to be domesticated, but because it's still a wolf. But that's what I'm looking
Basset Hound.
for.
Basset Hound. They're cool.
That was 98%, but they wanted a bit much for I ain't paying $6,000 for a dog. Sorry, I'm not doing it. I love them, but I'm not doing it.
Did you know
There's
what
my
Basset Hounds are gorgeous? That's
There's
a
my
shepherd.
shepherd. That's my German
Yeah,
shepherd.
you said she was not. Yeah, you said it was
German.
90 pounds.
She's a German shepherd.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a girl dog.
Well, one thing about it, I got three of the best companies in the world. They love me unconditionally, and they don't talk back to me.
Excuse me.
You're welcome to the channel anytime, Justice for All. Yep.
I'll drop by there every so often. I work during the days, and you're usually on during the day, so it's hard for me to get in there. But when I have time, I do stop in.
Well, I'm fixing to shut this down. So,
All right.
anyway,
Well, thank you.
Any final words, Will?
Well, let's just take and all of us try to get along better. Try to talk to each other instead of throwing accusations around and stuff like that. That would make this world a lot better place. And may I also say that God is good, and I want to thank every one of you for being here, and hope God blesses every one of you. And you all have a wonderful night.
Bless God,
absolutely.
amen. Bless God, amen. To everybody. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody's had their final say, so I'll say mine, and I'm going to cut her out.
Yep. Thanks.
I hope everybody got the message tonight. Like I said, we're not here to beat anybody up. We don't want to. We don't want it. We don't want it here on us either. We just want to be left alone, just like everybody else. We want to do our thing. If you don't agree with what we say, it's okay. We understand. Hey, say something. Okay. I don't agree with what they say.
Thank you
But,
for letting me up today.
Not a problem. But just don't just beat us up for nothing. At least get to know us before you beat us up. So anyway,
Amen on that.
we will talk to you everybody soon. Everybody have a great evening.
All right.
And we'll go from there.
I'll see you
see
Friday.
all Friday
see you
night.
on Friday. See you Friday night.
All right. See you, bud.
Okay. All right.
All right. See you.
See ya.
Shane, thank you again for having me on tonight, and I thank the chat and everything else tonight. And we'll see you next time around.
All right, buddy. Hang out for a second.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk to you all Friday night, 7:00 Central Standard Time. I will not be on Thursdays or Sundays. So anyway, we will see you all Friday night, 7 Central. And let's see where this goes from there. Y'all have a good evening. Good night.